Good morning, dear students of class 8. Welcome to this online English learning class. Today we are going to take up the lesson Bipin Chaudhary's Lapse of Memory. This is from your Honey book, lesson 4. Now before we read the lesson, let us ask a question. Do you have a good memory? What does memory mean? Memory is the ability to recall things. Another question. Has your memory ever played tricks on you when you have forgotten something? When you were not able to remember? Say, during the time of exams, you learned a question the day before and at the time of exam you've forgotten. So, this is a trick played by your memory. Forgetfulness often puts you in a tight spot. When you forget things, you are troubled. But forgetting a part of your life completely may drive you crazy. But sometimes it happens, say with a person, when he forgets entire portion of his life, then a person becomes almost crazy. Now this story is about a man called Bipin Babu, and he nearly went crazy, almost mad, because he could not recollect his stay at Ranchi. As far as he remembered, he has never been to Ranchi. And he insists, though there are many witnesses to the contrary. He says that he has never been to Ranchi, but there are many witnesses who say that he has been to Ranchi. So what is the suspense behind all this? Let us read in this lesson. Every Monday on his way back from work, Bipin Chaudhary would drop in at Kali Charan's in the new market to buy books. So every Monday when he was coming back from his work, he used to stop at Kali Charan's shop in New Market, and this shop was used to sell books, and he used to buy books there. Crime stories, ghost stories, thrillers, different variety of books he used to buy. Crime stories, ghost stories, thrillers. He was interested in these topics, in these categories of books. He had to buy at least 5 at a time to last him through the week. So he was a very good reader. He used to buy 5 books at a time so that he could spend 1 week reading those books. And another week, he used to go and buy another lot of 5 books. He lived alone, was not a good mixer. He was living alone and he did not mix up with people. He had few friends and didn't like spending time in idle chat. He never used to, idle means useless, gossips. Chatting is gossiping. He never talks. He never used to indulge in talks, useless talks. He was not a kind of person who would mix with people, and he had very few friends. So most of the time he used to be reading. Today at Kalicharan's, Bipin Babu had the feeling that someone was observing him from close quarters. He had a feeling that someone was looking at him. He turned around and found himself looking at a round-faced, meek-looking man who now broke into a smile. So there was a man who was looking at him, round-faced and very meek-looking man, very quiet, very humble, and he was almost smiling. "I don't suppose you recognize me," that man said. "Have we met before?" asked Bipin Babu. Bipin Babu said that did we meet before? The man looked greatly surprised. "We met every day for a whole week. I arranged for a car to take you to Woodrow Falls." So this man said, "Almost every week, every day for a one whole week we met. And I even arranged a car to take you to Woodrow Falls." You can see in this picture a man is looking at Bipin Babu. When in 1958 in Ranchi, my name is Parimal Ghosh. Ranchi? So this man said, my name is Parimal Ghosh and we met in 1958 in Ranchi. Ranchi? Now Bipin Babu realized that it was not he but this man who was making a mistake because he has never been to Ranchi. Bipin Babu had never been to Ranchi. He had been at the point of going several times but never made it. He smiled and said, do you know who I am? So he wanted to go to Ranchi. He was about to go to Ranchi many times but he could not. So he had never been to Ranchi. So this man was making a mistake. So Bipin Babu said, do you know who I am? The man raised his eyebrow, bit his tongue and said, do I know you? Who doesn't know Bipin Chaudhary? Everyone knows you. Bipin Babu now turned towards the big shelves and said, still you are making a mistake. One often does. I have never been to Ranchi. Bipin Babu was not ready to agree. He said that you are making a mistake because I have never been to Ranchi. The man now laughed aloud. What are you saying, Mr. Chaudhary? You had a fall in Hudro and cut your right knee. He started telling him the incident. When you went to Hudro, you had a fall and you cut your right knee. I brought you iodine. I had fixed up a car for you to go to Netrahat the next day, but you couldn't because of the pain in the knee. So I had booked, I had fixed a car so that you can go to Netrahat. But because you had a fall in Hudro, you cut your knee, you could not go because of the pain. Can't you recall anything? The man said. That are you not able to remember anything? Someone else you know was also in Ranchi at that time. There is another person who was in Ranchi with you, Mr. Dinesh Mukherjee. You stayed in a bungalow. You said you didn't like hotel food and would prefer to have your meals cooked by a bawarchi. Now he was giving him small details. He said that you did not stay in the hotel because you did not like hotel food and you stayed in a bungalow. Another person, Mr. Dinesh Mukherjee, was also at that time. Mr. Dinesh Mukherjee stayed with his sister. You had a big argument about the moon landing. He was telling such small details. During talks with Mr. Mukherjee, you had an argument with moon landing. Argument means a discussion. I will tell you more. You always carried a bag with your books in it on your sightseeing trips. Am I right or not? Now Bipin Babu spoke quietly, his eyes still on the books. Which month in 1958 are you talking about? The man said October. Now Bipin Babu was again trying to strain his mind, thinking, had he really been to Ranchi? He wanted to know which month, and the man said October. No, sir, said Bipin Babu. I spent puja in 58 with a friend in Kanpur. I was not in Ranchi. I was in Kanpur with a friend. You are making a mistake. Good day. He said to Parimal Ghosh that you are making a mistake. I was with my friends celebrating puja in 1958 in October in Kanpur. But the man didn't go, nor did he stop talking. Very strange. One evening I had tea with you in the veranda of your bungalow. You spoke about your family. You said you had no children. You had lost your wife 10 years ago. Your only brother had died insane. Insane means he had a mental breakdown, which is why you didn't want to visit the mental hospital in Ranchi. He was also telling about his family. He said that in the veranda of the bungalow, you spoke about your family. You said that you have no children and you lost your wife 10 years ago. Your wife died. Your brother also died due to mental illness, and that is why you did not like to go to the mental hospital. Now when Bipin Babu had paid for books and was leaving the shop, the man was still looking at him in utter disbelief. utter, complete. Disbelief, sort of surprise, not able to, how this man is not able to remember that he had been to Ranchi. Whereas Vipin Babu is very much puzzled because he had never been to Ranchi. And this man was giving him so many details about his visit to Ranchi and also telling about his family. So we will stop here in part 1, and part 2 we are going to continue further. Thank you, children.